So here we go, yet again, another example of just how idiotic and insane the left is, as this whole Tylenol thing is getting completely out of control. Now, President Trump and members of his administration had come out to present information not provided by the Trump administration, but by places like Harvard and Johns Hopkins University through various peer-reviewed studies, even though Tylenol themselves have come out there and said their product is not recommended for use by pregnant women. And yet, since Trump said it, since Trump was promoting things that are coming out of, let's face it, left-wing institutions, the party that says trust the science when it came to COVID is saying don't believe the science in any way, shape, or form. Again, a correlation does not equal causation, but the left doesn't seem to be able to figure that out. And it's getting so bad, as the Gateway Pundit has reported, that there is at least one person who is hospitalized after a fatal Tylenol overdose in a stunt designed to prove Trump wrong. This is unfortunate, and this is how insane the left is, as they are now going off and putting themselves in deliberate harm in order to own MAGA. And there is one particular response out there that seems to be perfect for this situation and so many other situations that we have encountered since President Trump has been reelected.
Donald Trump is the first president in over 100 years to not own a dog. Instead, he decided he'd make the Democratic Party his bitch.
Now, some people take a look at this and think, hey, this is really great news. It means that the future belongs to conservatives, as conservatives are already having higher birth rates than liberals as a result of liberals going out there and engaging in mass abortions, killing their children, and apparently the children that are going to be able to make it to birth are going to suffer from brain damage if the left gets their way. However, this could also lead to the exact opposite effect, whereby a mass number of idiots are suddenly born, and then they vote for more idiots to lead the country and destroy it. Wait a minute, that's going on. We call that the Democrat Party. And in case you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, here is a compilation of how the left is reacting to the information about Tylenol online. And yes, folks, the left really is this insane. If you go out there and say, hey, if you have this condition, it's probably not safe to do this thing, and the left goes out there and promotes everybody with that condition to have that thing. Now, as sad as it is to see that one person has gone through and fatally overdosed in order to own Trump, it has given some people ideas on how it is we can defeat the left, how it is we can wipe them out from society without ever having to lift a finger ourselves. And that is, let them harm themselves with a little bit of encouragement. So there is a rise of counter videos out there really going through and mocking the left that are absolutely hilarious. Here's a couple of them. At this point, I do swear that if President Trump were to go out there and say, hey, don't eat rat poison, the left would go out there trying to own MAGA and eat a bunch of rat poison. It's really quite the power that President Trump holds over the left at this particular moment in time. And even though there are some on the left that are trying to be funny, thinking that they can do memes like conservatives, they really fail at it. And we can go through and take a look at this next clip and then notice if you see what the problem is.
Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray. I rebuke it in the name of the Lord.
Now, while that was a little bit more creative than most, as it does more than just dancing around in front of a mirror with a bottle of Tylenol, it is a complete and epic fail. trying to troll the conservative movement, or MAGA in particular, about now being afraid of big bad Tylenol. She goes through, records the video of it, and yet she doesn't even have Tylenol in her own home in order to be able to record the video and do the mocking. And then, of course, there is the classical leftist response that goes out there and just tries to say this is all about hating women, that this was never about pro-life, you just hate women, and just going off on a rage tantrum online and think that they somehow made a point.
Just in case you haven't been following along, first they went after abortion, then they went after birth control. Now they're going after the only pain relief option available to women during pregnancy. And if you have two eyes and a working brain behind them, you can see that this crowd never gave a shit about the declining birth rate. They just hate women.
And so there you have it. The left has their argument of last resort, which is to just basically demonize you. If you don't agree with women taking Tylenol while pregnant, which, by the way, we're not even saying that you can't. We're just saying be aware of the risk and do so in moderation. But somehow that is hateful. And at first they tried to do this argument where they say that, hey, Tylenol as a brand didn't exist until after autism was already a diagnosable condition. However, that was already countered by the fact that the substance that we're talking about in Tylenol was already discovered before autism was ever a thing. And yet they can't wrap their minds around that. And they just like they can't wrap their minds around the idea that correlation does not equal causation. And after they had no argument, they tried to resort to comedy, which became more of a self-own. So therefore, they have to demonize you just like they do on every other issue because they have an indefensible position, which is if you don't agree with them, you must be a hateful person. Whether that is this situation with Tylenol, you must just hate women, or whether it's about open borders, if you're against that, then you're an evil racist. And now as conservatives or in the MAGA movement, we're in a situation that we may not be quite ready to handle. We might not even know how to handle this. Because as we have talked about, there is a huge rise in the string of left-wing violence, or I should say that it's increasing at an exponential rate. And while we are over here talking largely about how it is we're going to protect ourselves, we now find ourselves in a position that we not only have to protect ourselves from violent leftists, but we also have to be able to go out there and protect stupid leftists from themselves. So we got to defend ourselves from them and defend them from them. Are we up to the task? I don't know. Leave your comments and thoughts in the description below in the comment section, and I will see you on the next one.